All right, guys, it's been a while since we've actually talked about the jab here on this channel. For the most part, I believe for most people, people are getting back to normal. People are actually starting to actually go to work, driving to work, and work in the office like things before the pandemic. Now, when it comes to the virus shots, there was a lot of controversy at first on to get the jab or not to get the jab. Now, we believe here on this channel, if you want to get it, that's perfectly okay. When Donald Trump was actually in office, the jabs were actually starting to roll out. The people on the left were saying, no, not going to get the jab. Kamala Harris actually went on camera, said, nope, not getting the jab. Then all of a sudden, Joe Biden gets in office, and then the left is pushing the jab like crazy. There's been many people out there, folks, that lost their jobs because they didn't want to get the jab. People of the military lost their jobs, discharged from the military because they refused to get the jab. And before on YouTube, you couldn't even say that if you got the jab, you can actually still spread the virus. YouTube wouldn't allow that. But now they allow that because if you get the jab, you can still get and spread the virus. It's just that simple, guys. Now, we got some news here on whether or not if people are actually going to get the jab. And it seems like, folks, people really don't care about getting the boosters. Here we go. Fox News, 2/3 of U.S. adults do not plan on getting COVID boosters. People have just, it seems, flat out rejected getting the booster shots. Now, I don't know exactly why. Maybe they actually saw when the first two shots actually came out, people were still getting the virus is still spreading, and maybe they were thinking, you know what? I'm not even going to bother getting this. If I actually get the virus, I get the virus. So be it. The common cold does not have a shot to take. Now, the flu does, but however, the flu mutates, and they update the shots every single year. And I don't exactly know how many people actually get their flu shots. I mean, that data is out there, I'm assuming, but nobody really pushes it. But when it comes to the jabs, Joe Biden, Dr. Fauci, hey, get your jabs. Now, when the jabs first came out, they're like, all right, 2 shots, that's it. Then it became 3. Then it became 4. Maybe people were starting to say, when will this actually end? Newsflash, folks, it's never going to end. This virus is here to stay, just like the flu. It says here about 2/3 of adults in the United States are not planning to get the updated COVID-19 booster shots soon, according to a survey conducted by the Kaiser Family Foundation, a health policy nonprofit organization. Only 1/3 of adults polled say they either already received the updated shots or plan to get the booster as soon as possible, the poll found. About 18% say they will wait and see whether they would get the new booster shot, while 10% said they would only get it if it was required. About 12% of adults surveyed said they would definitely now get the shot, while 27% said they were not eligible because they were not fully vaccinated. So to even get the boosters now, you actually have to have the original shots. And the original shots weren't really designed for Omicron because at the time, Omicron didn't exist. It was mainly geared towards, I believe, like the alpha and the beta variant of the virus. Now, I believe one of the reasons why people are probably not getting the booster is because they have seen what Omicron has done. And I just recently had Omicron like a month ago, and it felt like a mild cold. Now, of course, it's going to be different for everybody, but everybody that I actually know that actually caught Omicron, for the most part, they really just had a cough, and that was it. Now, still overall, folks, the death rate with the virus is still the same as like the flu. It's like 1% or less. And maybe a whole bunch of people already gotten the virus already, and they're thinking, you know what? This thing probably wasn't that bad. So maybe I don't need the shot. Like me myself, I caught the virus a month ago, so I have my natural immunity and I'm set for a while. And I do believe that natural immunity is definitely going to be better than the shots. It says here about 7.6 million people received the updated shots over the first 4 weeks. The boosters have been available, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention data released on Thursday. That represents about 3.5% of the 215.5 million people in the United States aged 12 or older who are eligible to receive the shots because they have completed their primary vaccination series. So people just flat out rejecting this. Boy, I'm wondering what Dr. Fauci and Joe Biden are actually going to be saying about this. I really am. I mean, when you have 67% of people are saying, nah, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting the shot. Now, this updated shot now is supposed to be geared towards Omicron. How effective is it at actually combating Omicron? Not really sure. Now, I mentioned before, guys, that the flu has been around forever. And the flu vaccine has been around forever. Now, the flu vaccine is only like 50% effective. And I believe I was actually looking at some other data where the flu shot now is actually even less effective. So a lot of people get the flu. This time of the year is cold and flu season, also COVID season, because it was in the fall when Omicron just took over, and there was quite a few people that got it. Now, before Omicron, I didn't know a whole bunch of people that actually caught the virus. Rhodes caught it, I believe, like last August when Delta was still around. It wasn't until Omicron came where I started hearing a bunch of people actually catching it. So now, guys, a lot of people have been exposed to it, and they're thinking, you know what? I recovered. I was fine. For me, it was just a very, very mild cold. I was stuffy for about stuffy nose about 3 days. I didn't have a sore throat. My wife had a sore throat when she got it like a week later from me. But I was like, man, this is it. Now, the fatigue was the worst part for me. I felt fatigued. I don't know if you guys actually noticed. I was still recording videos, but I recorded like 2 videos a day across all the channels because I was just really, really tired. That was like the worst symptom that I actually did have. And like a week after the symptoms started, I was 100%. So that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, people are not going out and getting their boosters. It's up to them. I don't believe that anybody should be forced to get a jab. Jab mandates are illegal. And if anybody has lost their job because of a mandate, they should actually look at filing a lawsuit against their company for firing them, if you ask me. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.